Hi there, brick builders. Today we get a new kid on the block, at least a new kid on the block for this channel, which is Funwhole, and they gifted us a new ocean adventure ship. And that's to be seen literally, because they really gifted this channel this set, so many thanks to them. They also have been kind enough to provide a link in the doobly-doo that gives you a bit off on the set, if you use it. So this time we scramble things a bit. We first start with the box again. Funwhole gears toward quality, and that starts with the box. This box does look rather valuable, even if all of the pictures in there or on there seem to be rendering. But we're here to remedy that. Funwhole sells the set as the FH-9003. They claim it's an 8+ set, which to my mind is rather reasonable. And it has 824 pieces. No stickers, no print. So let's open the box. Inside we'll first find the instructions, putting them to one side for later, and then we'll find at least 5 sections in there. Each section comes in a big bag, and in each of those bags are smaller bags. Not too many, because we just got 800 pieces, but some at least. We also get a little bit of a card in there, and then we get a lot of smaller bags. Even my son was so excited that he had to play around with them. In one of them we'll find the brick separator, a design I've never seen before. And in the others there is another bag with all the LED and lighting stuff in there. This includes several different LEDs and means to connect them, as well as a battery box, a real battery box with AAA cells inside, but on the outside there is USB, so the whole lighting kit is powered by USB, and you can easily use any power bank or power brick to power the LEDs in this set. And last but not least, there's a pin set in there. You might wonder why you need that in a brick set, but for the tiny little connectors for the LEDs, this really comes in handy. But let's have a look at the instructions. First of all, there is a section to explain who Funwhole really is and what kind of sets they produce. Then there is a lot of getting to know about the set itself and the lighting technology here. The LEDs all route to a central hub. You might already know such a system from your kitchen hub, where all the lights under your cupboards are coming together in one hub, and then from this hub there is some transformer or something like that going to the mains to have the power to light it. The building instructions themselves are similar to the ones you get, for example, with Zambo. New things are boxed in with a red rectangle around it. There is nothing grayed out or white out or something like that. There are sub-assemblies, and there are also parts lists on each page, so that you're gonna find your way around all those stuff. The instructions themselves are, I guess, deliberately made like you don't need to put any decorative piece to the exact spot where it's gonna be in the instructions, and you can still build the set without any problems. So it's something for a beginner as well as someone who's used to build sets. Even within the building phase there are already the LEDs inside there, and it's shown how the cables are routed. There are 2 types of cables, 10 centimeters and 5 centimeters long. They all got those same connectors on each side, and also the LEDs got the female connectors on them. In total we got 178 steps here, beginning with the ocean, then the waves on the ocean, and at last the ship. But let's cut the case and directly move on to the main event, the light kit. Yeah, this one makes a real difference here. For example, the whole ocean underneath, you can't see too much in not too bright light conditions unless you switch on the lights. And then you'll see all the stuff that is inside there, like water plants, like sea stars, like fish, like all this stuff that you'll normally find there. And also the boat itself and the lighthouse and the sun are not really visible or popping without the light kit. So enjoy the main event. Here on the turntable we also have the ocean part there with the blue light from the LEDs and with the hub in full view there on the backside. After the light itself, the next party trick here, or play feature as some would call it, is that we can remove the ship. Yeah, it's just standing in there, it's not really connected, even if it is lightened and unlightened there. This is done by a brick with some needles sticking on the bottom and a type of sticker that is glued on a plate just down below, so that you're gonna have contact, and once the ship is situated inside the set, it'll also light up. What's not included is brick talk, but you already guessed that, don't you? The only thing that resembles a figurine in this set is the bird, so you have a golden bird there. And then you've seen a little knob there on the back which can be turned. And this is a play feature, yes it is. On the top of the set you see the 4 yellow tentacles there, and you really can move them using this little knob, turning it and therefore lifting and lowering some of the arms in a certain time. Fun for hours and fun for the whole family. This being said, let's go to the measurements of the whole set. The set is 25.5 centimeters long, this is 32 studs. It is 12.5 centimeters wide, this is 16 studs, and it's about 20 centimeters high. If we only count the ship itself, it's about 20 centimeters long, it's about 5.5 centimeters wide and about 11 centimeters tall. Here we've got another view from a bit of above, and we can see a bit of all the scene we get here. It's a ship, yeah, it's a ship in a storm, and it's a ship that is somewhat in danger by a kraken, with a lighthouse and the sun by the side, so have fun with those. And speaking of fun, here we got all the extra parts that were left over or did help very much. First of all, and most important, we got this handy dandy card from Funwhole that shows us everything we need to know. Then we have our newfangled brick separator here with the axle on the side, and a bit different from all the other stuff. Some say this is a better design than the others. I don't know really. For some things this is better, for some things I prefer the old style, or maybe even the Shingbao giraffe or something like that. And then we got the battery box. Yes, this is a battery box. It takes 3 of those AA cells and therefore provides 4.5 volts, just enough to light up all the LED kit. It's in my leftover parts bin since I didn't use it. As you have seen, I used a regular rechargeable power bank, and that was plenty enough of power for this lighting situation here. The only disadvantage might be if you got a big power bank, the consumption might be too little that the power bank will someday go into standby mode again, because there's not enough load that it detects to stay on. The other thing I did use was the pincette. It is a fairly standard affair in black, of course, and on the tip it's not sharp, it's not pointy, it's rounded so that you can grab bricks as well as those connectors that are a bit fiddly. Speaking of those connectors, 2 of them are on this little LED module. Those types make the LEDs on the ocean in this set, and on the edges there are those threaded connectors. All of the LEDs are on hardboard, and this type is just glued by sticky tape to a 1x4 plate, which is also in the leftover box there. And the last special thing here are those two silvery hoses. These can be used in the front and back of the ship if the lighting there, if the transparent hoses that are lit up with LEDs are a little too much for you. So just change them and tame the thing down a bit. And that was basically it. The rest is that what you would expect from such a set that it would be left over. So it's a good selection and you are rather safe to lose something and you can still build the set to the end. So what do I think of this set? When Funwhole contacted me to review the set, I was first a bit taken aback because of the price. This is Lego niveau, so what's special about it? But then I saw, okay, special about is the LEDs. And considering those, they would make about half the price at least of the set in total, which puts it in a rather normal price range for a set with a good quality from a Chinese manufacturer. The quality of the bricks is okay, it's mostly more than okay. It's from the clutch power, a bit above Lego with the most pieces. There are not many pieces that I would consider marginal. There's one 10-stud axle in the set, which is a bit small, I would say, something like the kiwi size there. But in the end, the structure of this set allowed this axle to be small all day long, so no problem there. In the end, I'd say this is even an advantage here, because even the Technics pieces in there, which is not quite as complicated as other ones, okay, but this is really a beginner set for people who like to learn about how to use Technic pieces, since it's an easy enough thing there in there for these tentacles, and it's not too hard to get a grip on what's important and what's not, and it does work really well once you mastered the technique to put together Technic. The build itself, as you can see, was rather lengthy for the number of pieces in there. That was not because of the bricks, and it was also not because of the instructions, which are well fine as well. This was because this whole lighting situation in this set is rather finicky. As I said, if you wanna have something like that is that pretty, you have to put the effort in there and prepare to put the effort if you want to have the result. That means also that this set is not much of a playset, since the building process is rather fine and a bit tedious for a child, and also using the set is not really something kids would like. Okay, there is this novelty with the Kraken arms there. You could give this set to a kid if you observe it or be around while it plays with it, but to be honest, for a kid this is fun for 5 minutes and then okay, you put it on a shelf and find it pretty, and that's where this set really shines. What also prevents kids from playing with the set is that there's a lot of stuff that just is fixated as decoration on one stud, and I guess if you give this set to a 3-year-old or 4-year-old, you'll get it back without all the decoration stuff which will be scattered on the floor. Don't get me wrong there, Funwhole really tries to deliver quality here as well, but we all know that single stud constructions are rather fragile and therefore more for the display purpose than anything else. The premium feel of the set is also supported not just by the lights and the LED lights there, but also by a lot of golden plated bricks or other special bricks or special color combinations that really helps the value of this set, at least the feeling of the set. I also did ask Funwhole about the creator of the set. They told me that they created it themselves, and as far as I can tell and as far as my research went, they rightfully said so. Please tell me if you know something that already existed before Funwhole did the lighting here. I didn't find any mock or something that resembles this one. Please comment me if you know otherwise. For parts, yeah, these parts would be suitable to build something else, but according to the price based on the LEDs, if you don't need the LEDs, there's really no value in putting the pieces for everything else. If you need the LEDs on the other hand, I guess it's a good deal to buy this one and use it for something else. However, there's one thing that's a bit odd there, and that's the lighting for the lighthouse. I've seen in another video that this wouldn't work at all. With me, I got it from time to time. When I put it in, it does work, and in other situations it gets a short, which is rather uncanny if that happens. So I managed to separate the cables with the routing that way that there's no short at the moment. I guess you have to fiddle around a bit with it and just to sort it out, but at least if you encounter some shorts in this circuit and you use a strong power bank or a handy adapter, something like that, just unplug it immediately, because otherwise the cables will get hot and they will get hot enough to melt. All in all, this set is pretty for your shelf, and if you get some USB source there, it's also pretty at night or with all the lights on there. Even the woman's acceptance factor is rather high, so I don't know if I put this in our living room and show it off once everything is started and we got a good film in there to watch. And for that also the price is rather okay, since yes, you get all those LEDs. But that's it for this video. As I said, there's a link in the description to get a percentage off if you want to buy this set. Also, if you liked what you've seen, please press the like button. If you didn't like what you've seen, please comment me that. And if you really want to have something like this every week, please subscribe. So have fun building, have fun watching, and see you.